everyone, welcome to my channel. So for today's case I'm going to be talking to you about is Corey Parker. So this is a murder of Corey Parker. So Corey Parker was murdered in a Jacksonville Beach apartment in 1998. And it has sent shockwaves through the community, prompting an extensive investigation to identify and apprehend the perpetrator. After 2 years of tireless efforts, the true crime series Dateline had revealed the details of this tragic murder case in an episode called The Rear Window. Corey Parker's life suddenly ended on the night before Thanksgiving. As she spent time with her friends, her 19-year-old neighbour Robert Denny had seized the opportunity to invade her apartment. And this was through an open window. Quietly biding his time, Denny struck with extreme brutality as he had waited for Parker, and this is to return and fall asleep. According to the forensic reports, Parker endured numerous stab wounds while she remained very much defenseless and unaware of the horrific and horrifying attack. Corey Parker was a remarkable individual who had completed her studies at Brighton High School. She dedicated herself to her job as a hard-working waitress at a restaurant, and this was in the Atlantic Beach, all while pursuing further education at a local college. Corey Parker's murder shattered the hearts of her family, her friends, and also the entire community, and this was leaving them in deep sorrow. When Corey Parker failed to show up for work the following day, her concerned co-workers decided to go and check on her. Upon entering her apartment, one of her friends discovered the Parker's lifeless body was laying in a pool of blood. An autopsy report revealed the extent of the brutality inflicted upon her, close to 101 slash wounds. While it was undoubtedly a homicide, there had been no evidence of a sexual assault, leaving the investigators to focus on other potential motives. Corey Parker's murder case presented a formidable challenge to the investigators. Despite their best efforts, that was narrowing down their list of suspects that took nearly 2 years. At the crime scene, the investigators discovered a bloodstain and a hair strand that did not belong to Parker. Armed with the crucial evidence, they embarked on an exhaustive search for the killer. Unfortunately, the initial 38 blood samples collected from men who knew Parker did not yield any matches. However, a breakthrough came when a reward of $20,000 was announced, sparking a lead that would eventually crack the case wide open. Robert Denny, Corey Parker's neighbour, had emerged as a significant person that was interested in the investigation. Co-workers of Denny shared unsettling details with the police, revealing his peculiar behaviour that had followed Parker's death. They disclosed that Denny had confessed to harbouring a crush on Parker that were leading to concerns about his mental state. Denny's bizarre conduct then even resulted in his eviction from the apartment that he shared with his sister, which happened to be in the same building as Parker's residence. Witnesses further accused Denny of being a peeping Tom who frequently spied on Parker, and this was through a window that was intensifying suspicions. Authorities focused on Denny, considering him a strong suspect due to the compelling evidence and the mounting accounts of his unusual behaviour. However, building a concrete case against him proved very challenging. Denny exhibited caution and avoided leaving behind any traceable DNA samples. He refrained from licking envelopes or discarding cigarette butts, making it difficult for the investigators to obtain the critical evidence for a conviction. Yet they remained very vigilant, waiting patiently for Denny to make a mistake that would known to the truth. The hard work and determination of the investigators finally paid off. After a long wait, a crucial moment came at Denny's workplace. Completely unaware, Denny accidentally spat on the floor, unknowingly leaving behind his DNA. This was the breakthrough that the detectives had been hoping for. They quickly took advantage of the situation, gathering the sample and comparing it to the evidence that was found in Corey Parker's apartment. The outcome was unquestionable. Denny's DNA matched the samples, providing a very strong evidence linking him to the crime scene. Conclusive DNA evidence played a pivotal role in the arrest and the conviction of Robert Denny for the brutal murder of Corey Parker. Denny maintained his innocence throughout the trial, vehemently denying any involvement in the heinous crime. However, the jury scrutinized the compelling evidence presented before them, leaving no room for any doubts. During the trial, the prosecution presented the DNA sample collected from the crime scene, explicitly matching Denny's DNA to those found at Corey Parker's apartment. The scientific accuracy and reliability of the DNA evidence left a lasting impression on the jury, reinforcing the prosecution case against Denny. Despite his persistent claims of innocence, the jury carefully weighed the evidence and deliberated over the facts presented during the trial. After thorough consideration, they reached a unanimous verdict, finding Robert Denny guilty of first-degree murder. On May 9th, 2005, the judge sentenced Denny to life imprisonment, ensuring that he would spend the rest of his days behind bars. This severe punishment served as a measure of justice for Corey Parker and brought some closure to her family and her loved ones, who had endured immense pain and anguish throughout the trial. The case of Corey Parker's murder, with the conclusive DNA evidence leading to the arrest and conviction of Robert Denny. Okay then everyone, so that is the case, the murder of Corey Parker. So that is everything I could find online to do with her case. If everybody enjoyed this video and wants more, please like, share, subscribe, and I see you again next time. Bye bye.